Hey YouTube, finally I get to make my first vlog. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read a journal entry that I had written I guess about 2 weeks ago, and this is what being transgender means for me personally. So first off, let me just say, I do not identify as female to male or transsexual, but I do own the terms transgender and M to M. I know I felt like a boy my entire life, I just never knew there existed a terminology for someone born in the wrong body. I used to believe you choose the form you were incarnated into for each lifetime, but that system of thinking kept me very detached from my soul. I was very misguided, I felt like a freak whom God had dejected, left to fend for myself. But since coming to understand that I am a certain persuasion of male species, I regained confidence in the importance of my ideas. I get the feeling now that I have wisdom to my messages. I'm working on delivering said message to my entire family. I need to ask about their perceptions, about my gender identity disorder, and my goal as to feel validated in the whole process. I want them to recognize that I was never a girl on the inside. I have a male brain, but without proper hormones, I have not developed the appropriate features or been properly socialized as my chosen gender expression. The body I've been given doesn't suit me, but I know that transitioning is the only correct path I can go down at this point in my life. I've prayed to God asking for miracles, material things like money, and other blessings, and it was all selfish and not what I needed. The truth is, this whole time I've been seeking answers. Why have I been so blind to the actual reality of my life? Why did I grow up in a household that did nothing to help explore my desired gender expression? I was obviously left on my own for a reason. I never realized the point before. I had to be alone to discover my true self, to explore my tastes and interests, and understand how I wanted to live my life, not to mention the why of why I want to live this way. I am by no means aiming to be an outcast. In fact, the whole of my life before recognizing transgenderism was based on self-sabotage. It is only now I see the value in my strength and the benefit from the tribulations of my past. Being a social reject, which was my own fault, hardened my heart so I felt like no one's words or actions could hurt me. But I'm ready to shine a light on my unique journey and share my passion for philanthropy with the universe. I finally reached a place within myself where I can be comfortable in my own skin. I'm not concerned if others judge me now. Random people walking down the street see my smile, and I believe they recognize my newfound self-confidence. This is only because I've found something that makes sense in my life. My existence isn't pointless, and my whole life people have told me I am destined to do powerful things. I never took this to be truth until these moments. I've studied religion, searched myself spiritually within, and once upon a time believed God had forsaken me, but now I know the opposite to be true. God has a definite purpose for my life, and I'm ready to man up and accept it. I want to volunteer my time to make the world a better place. I want my poetry to stop people in their tracks and marvel at the glorious creations God has put on this earth. I want to be a walking example of Jesus' followers, showing everyone equal compassion and fair treatment. Some may interpret my desire for fame to be selfish, but my aim is to be successful enough in my work to have a nice life with a home to welcome anyone who needs a place to stay or a helping hand. I want enough money to live as me and travel spreading the message of God while rebuilding soil and soul for the less fortunate, starting with the earthquake victims in Haiti. God knows my heart and my desire to assist those in need, living on so little they cannot possibly advance or even be comfortable. I know this is a process I must continually revise within myself, but at this point I feel more in tune and connected with the divine purpose than ever before. I know my mission in life and why I've come here, to worship God and help all creation give the glory and praise back to Him. Even though I'm down now, I believe the reason is to build trust in the Lord and strengthen connections with my family. I'm learning relationships are the most important part of life. It's not about money or power. These values lead only to greed, which begets more negativity. I want to be the forever optimist who sets a good example of how to live up to what you need to do in this life, to never run out of resources, and to give back to your community. Accepting myself and my gender split is the something accomplishment I've achieved thus far. I can't read that word, sorry. I'm working on toning down my addictions, the drive to lose myself in altered states of consciousness. It's simmering down. I can have a regular conversation with Joe Schmo at the store without feeling like I have to depersonalize or dissociate completely by getting high. For those of you who don't know, I've been self-medicating with marijuana for the past 3 years. And it's probably more like 4. And at certain points, it has been a daily habit, which I still enjoy, just not on a regular basis. Not for the same reasons as before, either. You may be wondering what any of this has to do with my gender identity, but I think the intellectuals in my life will get it. But it's a process of coming out all over again, and it has been my own therapy. It's a unique, self-involved approach to relating to my environment in a new way. Please don't worry for me when it comes to society's perspective. The ignorant will remain that way unless each of us takes the time to sit down and educate them. And seeing as how I don't have all the time in the world, I'm going to choose to only disclose my transition details with those who I am close to, and otherwise impersonal information will be available in the public by use of the mass media like internet blogging. Obviously now you know where to find me, and any respectfully worded questions will be answered to the best of my ability. But I reserve my personal right to privacy and will never share medical or otherwise confidential information in an uncomfortable situation or to a threatening individual. I want my family and close friends to be able to make the transition with me, and I know that pronouns will be tough. Since you've known me as female my whole life, I can grant a leeway for a lag in switching over to thinking of me as a male. If you're exceptionally stubborn, I will not tolerate disrespect, and I ask that in public you use my chosen name, and he, him, his. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all.